Welcome back to another awesome episode of The Good Horse, where we dive into everything horsey. Today we've got something super cool lined up. We're talking all about how young riders are growing and learning in the Alberta Dressage Association. Joining us is Deb Meraw, a total rock star in the horse world. She's here to chat about her journey, why she loves hanging out with horses, and all the awesome stuff happening with the Youth Development program in the Alberta Dressage Association. Get ready to hear about the fun clinics, cool opportunities, and what's in store for young riders in Alberta. Let's start chatting about the world of youth development with Deb right here on The Good Horse.
Welcome to the Good Horse podcast. We're really excited to have Deb Meraw with us today. You're a rider as well. Can you tell us what discipline you ride and a little bit about your current horse and competition goals for the next and upcoming year?
Great, thanks. I'm glad to be here, and I'm very proud of you two for this wonderful initiative. And I'm proud also to be part of the YDADA as part of the executive. My goal is this year, as it was last year, is to ride Prix St. George. That's dressage in Alberta, and the horse I'm riding is Dutch warm blood. Don Calavallo, he's big, and he has a mind of his own. So he's a positive challenge. He's not my horse. He belongs to Marilyn Chris Jansen, and I feel very fortunate to have the ride on Donnie because I really like this guy.
Yeah, he sounds wonderful. He sounds like a pretty fun boy.
He's very beautiful, and like I said, he's very willful. So.
That's awesome. Well, coming out of a deep freeze in a couple of days here in Alberta, sometimes off seasons can be pretty challenging. Tell us about what keeps you motivated to train in these off seasons.
Well, currently I'm riding with Claire Robinson. She challenges me on a daily basis. And last weekend it was minus 51 degrees out at the dressage studio where we board. And Donnie and I were in a clinic with Pia Fortmuller. So that has kept us very motivated. Because at one point, when you go into any clinic, you must prepare. You can't just haul your horse out of a stall, and in the deep freeze, the horses were in for a couple of days. So they need to be exercised, and they need to be prepared to go into a clinic to work hard, because we all work hard. It's fun, but we're very committed to the process of reaching our goals for Prix St. George.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So I was really interested in that clinic. I really wanted to go watch, but it was really way too cold for me to go up there. Me and Dolly both got to know you through the YDADA. That's how we all met you. Can you tell us a little bit about the YDADA and its mission and what it does for youth development?
As I said previously, I'm very proud to be part of the Youth Development Alberta Dressage Association. Our goal was to bring affordable, fun activities to youth all across Alberta while introducing them to the benefits of dressage. And we're not only aiming our clinics and symposiums towards dressage riders, but also any discipline, because anyone who's been involved with dressage knows that any horse can benefit from the gymnastic exercises that dressage offers. And again, we want to make these clinics and symposiums affordable, and we can do this because of the support of the Alberta Dressage Association, as well as our sponsors, who we are totally grateful for each and every day.
Yeah, right. And we have seen some of the exciting events that you have been promoting. Can you tell us about the upcoming freestyle clinic and the symposium with Pia this spring?
Yeah, we're really excited about the second annual, I hope it's annual, freestyle clinic. And it's a unique presentation in terms of clinics. It's taught by Amberly Marsden, and we send the kids out, or the riders out, handouts for them to take a look at, to have a bit of background. And then February 10th, we have a Zoom meeting where Amberly meets with the riders and they discuss music and how much fun it's going to be, and the level they're riding at, so that Amberly can start to think about matching the music to the horse, to the personality of the rider. because when you ride, freestyles are really tough. Like we see the Olympians ride freestyles and we think, oh, look, you just bop around to music. That's fun. It's hard work, but Amberley makes it fun. And the clinic that happens, I think it's March 10th and 11th. After the Zoom, the riders are with their horses. They start putting the music to the horse, and you've got to work towards getting the horse's rhythm matching the beats of the music. And that is actually the fun part. And everyone starts cheering when they hear everyone's music. And when you start riding to your own music too, it's quite inspiring and inspirational, I think. And it's held Caspian Equine Center in Olds, Alberta. So we hope to bring a variety of riders from across the province to this clinic.
That clinic's definitely on my bucket list. We've been to Caspian too. It's such a nice facility. I had such a fun time there at last year's Division 2 symposium with Courtney Fraser. It's like,
yes,
it's probably my favorite place.
No, he's very excited as well to have the freestyle clinic held at his arena, and again to welcome youth across Alberta to work together to reach a personal goal that they have set for themselves.
The owner there, I forget his name, but he was a really cool guy to talk to too, because he does all the working equitation and the dressage and the mounted archery. He is a very knowledgeable guy, or to me, he sounds really knowledgeable.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
So dressage is often seen as more of a traditional discipline. How would you infuse creativity into like this discipline in sport?
Well, I think we hire certified clinicians who believe in the importance of dressage, but we want our youth to have fun, to see the benefits the horse and rider can come away with. So it's modeled through the addition of our youth ambassadors and our clinicians. We have a lot of different activities, not just dressage. We want our youth to get together, to get to know one another and say, hey, we're going to a competition. Are you going? One year, a bunch of the young riders wanted to get booked like Amberley and just have one stall aisle just for the kids. And of course, the parents were a little, I don't think that's going to happen. But it just shows you the camaraderie that we're starting to see build with our youth in Alberta. And dressage, the numbers are dropping, unfortunately. So it's important to let riders understand that you can have a blast while doing dressage. One of the riders too, we want a pool party. So we've had pool parties as well, where we're just talking about dressage, but we're talking about learning about each other and learning about dressage and people's horses and some challenges that each rider faces. And God knows we all face challenges. And it's fun to know that we have a sympathetic ear to hear us talk about our challenge.
Yeah, exactly right. It's always nice to kind of get that moment. Can you share a memorable experience where you've witnessed a significant positive impact on a young rider's personal development through dressage?
This happened, the first clinic that I organized with Lindsay Stroh. She's also a Pilates instructor. So part of the clinic, we started the day Saturday morning with Pilates. And some of our Division 1 riders range from 6 years of age to 12 years of age. So this one little girl, she was 7, and this is a new pony for her. She couldn't get the canter D part, and that was her aunt was there at the clinic watching, and she said it's been a real challenge for her. So that was something we kind of kept at the back of our mind. But both days we had Pilates first thing in the morning. I think it was the second day, this little girl got her canter depart, and the pony kept cantering and cantering, and she exclaimed, Pilates does work. Look, and that moment will stick with me, because we did wonder, I mean, are these young riders understanding the connection of body alignment with dressage? And you don't want to drill it in a, you have to shoulders back, the alignment, right? Like shoulder, knee, heel. But with Pilates, this little girl started just to naturally think about where her body should be for the canter depart. And it warmed my heart, and all the auditors that were there, just, I think we all started to applaud, and I won't forget that for a long, long time.
That's a pretty fun story. Yeah.
So, I love Lindsay Stroh clinics too. They're so fun. So with safe sport integration, how would you incorporate safe sport principles into your mentoring, like ensuring a secure and supportive environment for young equestrian athletes?
Well, we have, as I mentioned before, we have a youth ambassador as well as helping our instructors. The youth ambassador's role is to, while the students are in the stable area and in the arena, keep an eye and make sure that everyone is safe and the horses are being cared for properly. And of course, all our riders love their horses and ponies. The instructors model safety throughout. And they enforce it by not just by talking about safety, but by modeling safe practices to our riders. And part of our clinics and symposiums are modeled after the Equine Canada's long-term development principles. And as well, we also really model the 7 true sport principles as well, because we're finding what we do know, sport in Canada, be it dressage or any other soccer, baseball, kids are dropping out like flies because of the lack of sportsmanship, and because a lot of riders or participants don't feel that they're part of an organization or part of a team. And once you strive to do that, incorporate those principles, then we find that our riders in our clinics start to support one another, and we really encourage them to watch one another and help one another. And when we have our evaluation forms filled out, a lot of the riders will say, Layla, help me tack up my horse, or Sarah, help me get on my pony because he's hard to mount. That is one of our primary goals. Everyone watching out for everyone, the youth ambassadors, instructors modeling safe practices, and riders feeling that they belong and they're having fun, not being judged, but they're in a proper and encouraging learning environment.
Yeah, I feel like it's so important for a sense of community, especially in sports that aren't necessarily a team sport. Like, I understand that like horse and rider is a team combination, but like with people, I feel it's easy to feel excluded or like everything's so competitive. But you just need to find that community, and it can make everything like a million times better.
Yes, one of the clinics we did again with Lindsay Stroh, we incorporated the dressage, how to ride a dressage test. And honestly, I didn't know, well, you can't know how it'll go over, but the riders, like on the last day, they wrote a dressage test and Lindsay talked them through it. A lot of their parents videoed it, and our spectators applauded no matter what happened. Like, good for you to be there, because it's easy to sit home on a cold winter day and watch videos and think about what you would do. But when riders are actually out there doing the sport, we need to start appreciating and applauding that effort. And I know firsthand all of our riders and parents have really been supportive and encouraging to one another. And that is one of our main goals.
Yeah, right. And in mentoring youth, how do you strike a balance between fostering a competitive spirit and emphasizing the joy of horsemanship?
Well, I think in each of our clinics, it's positive reinforcement. Again, the true sport principles: go for it, play fair, respect others, keep it fun, stay healthy, include everyone, and by all means, learn to give back. So when these riders are watching and encouraging one another, it makes for a fun learning environment where we're finding people want to come back. They want to continue with dressage because let's face it, dressage gets a bad rap. Oh, you're going around in circles. And how much fun is that? But when you develop that partnership with the horse in a safe, caring environment, I don't know if there's a better learning opportunity than that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, if we're thinking about like life skills through dressage, can you share insight on how dressage can be a vehicle for building not only riding skills but life skills in young riders?
Well, I think you girls might appreciate that this society, everything is instant. Fast food, fast this, fast that. Um, dressage isn't built on fast. It's not built on quick, immediate results. It's built on a commitment to your horse, to keeping yourself healthy and fit to be able to ride that horse. And you know what? We've all had bad rides. What we want to encourage our riders and all riders to do is you have a bad ride. Okay, so the canter was crap. Have a nice walk break where you reestablish a positive connection with your horse. You come back the next day with your instructor or with a fresh frame of mind, and you never give up. Um, it's that commitment to lifelong learning. It's not instant. And what we see in our clinics and symposiums are that the riders or participants, yeah, you might have a bad ride, but you know what? No one's judging you. Everyone's encouraging, going, hey, yeah, that happened to me. That happened to me too. So don't sweat it. And then they come back the next day and they dig right in. And that shows determination. And I think the love of the sport, the love of your horse, the positive reinforcement help our riders come back with a positive attitude. Okay, I'm gonna beat this. So it's not instant, but it's worth pursuing. If that.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, it definitely isn't a sport that you immediately see a change. It's
No,
very,
and we've had riders say, "Yeah, well, I don't have $100,000 horse." Well, you know what? If you can't make your $5,000 pony do it, chances are you're not going to make $100,000 pony. You've got to
yeah.
commit learning and work as a team, you and your equine partner. So and I mean, that's one of the other um, things that I wish people would understand is that dressage isn't about money. You don't have to have the best of everything. You need to have a determination and a desire to keep moving forward. Because once you get that $5,000 pony to do everything you want him or her to do, you can move on to a next horse and a next horse and a next horse. But until you get your horse, love the horse you're riding today, not the one you hope you will have tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way to put it, actually. For our last question, a couple of years back, or probably a year or two, I had attended the Jamie Irwin Clinic, and you had introduced us to the True Color personality testing. It was a really neat thing, and I've actually thought about it often. Can you tell us today, like, how it would apply to riders?
Well, I'll use it. So there's 4 colors: green, orange, gold, and blue. So green riders or people are thinkers and they're analytical. Orange are action driven. They want to do it. Gold really want to follow and understand the rules and make sure everything is fair. Blue are very caring and thoughtful, so they care about the horse. If an instructor is yelling at them, they're going to be upset. They're very just caring people. So I think if I may, I'll use myself as an example. I'm orange, and I rode with an instructor, and a very good instructor. I won't name her name, but she was really good. But she was driving home the 20-meter circle. And because I'm orange, okay, I can do a few 20-meter circles. I'm good with that. And as a side note, I think anytime you ride with any instructor, you must respect their lesson and what they're doing. It's important for the instructor to also understand their students. So Jamie Irwin was here, and I think there were a lot of instructors that learned if you understand your student, you can devise a lesson plan that meets their needs. So getting back to this instructor, so we're doing this 20-meter circle. We're outside. Now I start looking in the field. I don't even I'm not I'm not pin, and that's rude and I don't recommend it, but that's part of my personality. I'll do a few 20-meter circles and I respect that, but let's do something else. So we can all learn, instructors, how can you best teach a green student? They're analytical. They want to know about the test. How do I start that 10-meter circle? When do I have halt? And why do I have halt? They're always asking questions. Orange will go like I did. I appreciate the 20-meter circle and I know it's important, but can we move that 20-meter circle onto some other exercise that incorporates the 20-meter circle so I don't start looking like this into it? And gold, they want to know the rules of the sport. They want to know that they're prepared going in and that you are a fair instructor to them and fair to their horse. Blue, again, you have a coach that's yelling at a blue. That's the kind of kid that might quit the sport altogether and hold a very long grudge for a very long time. So you're not yelling at a blue kid. You're trying to meet them at their level. You're trying to meet all these riders at their level. And that's why I think it's important for instructors and riders to understand that, and parents to understand that about their children. So as a career counselor, when I was a high school teacher, I did this True Colors personality quiz with all my students. And it was lots of them would bring their parents in. We want to do this with our parents. So I'm a firm believer in how important understanding your clients, like their personalities. It's so important to understand them. And it's important for parents to understand as well. Like if you're ramming this down an orange's throat, they're going to quit. Any one of these color combinations will quit if they're not given the right stimulation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, that was pretty cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love doing the True Colors. Yeah. I did it with coaches at a symposium at Horse and Hand Ranch a few years ago, and the instructors got a lot out of it. That's what I heard anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking with us today.
Yes. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. As I said, I'm very thankful that you're highlighting the Youth Development Association and what we hope to do in 2024. We have clinics in Coal Lake in July. We haven't locked down that date with their Dressage Association president. We have the Freestyle Clinic February and March. It's 2 parts. And then PIA will be in May 11th and 12th, I believe. And we have a Poles and Cavaletti clinic with Ingrid Schultz in April to be held at North Park Equestrian Center. So those are the ones that I'm organizing, and my cohorts, the other executive, are in the process of organizing their clinics as well. So our goal is to bring these opportunities to youth across Alberta, no matter where you are. We try and move the facilities so it's easily accessed by the riders and it's more affordable. We really take a bite out of what each clinic might cost if we didn't have sponsorship or the support of our community. So we're really excited about 2024. Auditors are welcome at our clinics, and you can always reach out to Deb Meraw or any one of our executive for we'll be posting too on Instagram and Facebook all of our activities and events.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. And thank you, girls, for doing this. I'm so impressed with how professional you both are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Well, that was the Good Horse Podcast with Deb. See you guys later.